What's up, everybody? My name is True. I am here with Little Mop Top.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Quit playing with me, Rain.
Rocket Man, I bought a rocket. Oh my God. So the guy who really needs no intro, I'm gonna let Stinje. Where you going?
Yeah, that's attention to
I don't want the
detail.
toilet to be.
You don't want the toilet to be in it? All right. So Stinje, why don't you tell our listeners, our viewers, exactly who you are and why you are such an important guest?
Oh man, shit. I am stingy. Where do I start? I wear many hats. I'm first and foremost. I'm Burner's right hand man. That's Batman. I'm Robin. We've been rocking together since the beginning of time. Since Burn. Pretty much started rapping. So originally, I became his producer. So I've always made beats. I ran a little recording studio in San Francisco, and that's how we met. And we stayed friends, stayed in contact, and then he hired me to be his road manager in 2014. And this was right around the time when Cookies was just starting to kind of take off. And he took me on tour. I was doing merch, tour managing. And then, when we're off tour, driver, just basically doing a little bit of everything,
Right.
and stuff. I got wildlife clothing, the new tracksuit right here. You feel me?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you
I was
about.
gonna say you kind of look like a b-boy.
I wanted to talk to you about the
I
wildlife
break dance.
stuff,
I do be
man.
break dancing sometimes.
Break dance? You don't break dance.
Nah, I just said with that jacket on, makes him look like a b-boy.
I do. I actually used to break dance back in like middle school and shit. So
Can you do a windmill right now in the bathroom?
if there was room, I could definitely do like a
Bro,
backspin.
you do a windmill in that
I could
bathroom,
do
your
it.
foot's going through that shower glass. I know it is, bro. So
Yeah.
I wanted to that's one of the things I was really interested in, the wildlife, right? Not because I'm necessarily like the wildlife type of guy myself or whatever, but I do have like a fondness for animals and like looking at like pictures of nature. I don't really want to be in nature, but I definitely like watching nature on TV. What inspired
Hey,
the
turn that mic
wildlife?
that way a little bit. Turn it away from me.
What inspired wildlife? So basically, it all started just naturally. I was taking videos of animals that I would see in Golden Gate Park, and just as we're speaking right now, someone just purchased, and basically, I was out. I call it Wildlife Lake. It was in Golden Gate Park, and it's a very magical place. But they got a lot of little squirrels and raccoons, and I would just always take videos of these little animals, little critters, and I would just be like wildlife, and it just caught on, and people would start sending me videos of animals when they'd see them. They tag me and stuff, and it started off kind of as a joke, but I made a brand out of it,
So
because
you said raccoon, right? So I'm from Philadelphia. The energy around the animal raccoon is very, very different on the East Coast. Like when you see a raccoon on the East Coast, when we see wildlife on the East Coast, it's like a different energy because a raccoon will eat you. Like
so it's not about wildlife isn't about like trying to touch the animals. It's all about observing them. It's like you let the animals be in the wild and do it, but you're just observing them. So you're not supposed to like try to like pet them or anything like that because they will bite. They will bite the hell out of you.
Yeah.
they will, but-
When you think about it,
Yeah.
animals are kind of like people. It's the same thing.
yeah.
Can't just be running up on people trying to pet them.
Exactly. But I've met a raccoon like when we were on tour in Minnesota. Some fan pulled up and they had a domesticated raccoon, and I let it sit on my shoulder, and it was pretty cute and stuff.
No
But
fear?
No, no. I mean, I figured it's domesticated, it's friendly. I saw how he was interacting with them, so I was like, all right, why not? You know, I'm down with the wildlife. Might as well let him hop on my
The
shoulder.
wildlife. What's the
But yeah.
biggest animal or the wildest animal you closely observed? You ever like closely observed like a real wild animal? Like a
Like in the wild. I mean, look, I'm from San Francisco, so you know you don't get to see really big animals in the wild. I mean, outside of going to the zoo, and you know, we don't fuck with the zoo, man. Free the lions, free the tigers, bears, man. Free all the wildlife, man. Even you know, you got pets, free them. You know, let your fish put them back in the pond or whatever. If you got
I
a
got a
cat.
nano bully. My bully would not survive in these streets. My bully
Oh
would
yeah, the
my
nano
bully need me.
bullies. Mhm.
So
Yeah, some animals, dogs might be cut out for the wildlife, but you know,
Hey, so since you've been with Burner from the start, does it feel like you work for him like you're his boss, or do you guys still feel like you have like your friends that work together?
there is you know a closely relate like you know there's a friendship, but then there's also a work relationship. So it's a slippery slope, you know. So the
Yes.
thing is, I me and him, our interaction isn't like anybody else's. Like, if other people might not feel comfortable talking back to him or saying how they really feel, but since we really came up to sometimes we really get into it and we bicker. And some people that's been kind of like around us and caught our dynamic, like find it find it to be really funny. Like we have multiple people that's you know been in the car with us, and they would just say like, you guys need your own show because the way we like bicker all the time, you know, it can be quite amusing.
Yeah, well, I mean that's just natural with any friendship.
yeah, I see the way like cause I see like y'all tight. Like I don't when I see whatever y'all do let out to the public and post on Instagram, it really always give like real homie energy. Like when he posts you on a story, when you post him on a story, whatever, when y'all be around together, it really give off like a homie vibe, like almost like a brotherly type of thing. You get me?
So
Say that one more time.
it
You cut out.
become that. Oh, and they say, yeah, he is like my brother for real. You know, the dynamic is like, you know, uh, sometimes he treats me like just like he does his own actual brother. You know, even more so because we spend so much time around each other. You know,
Yeah.
so it's he is like the brother I had. I mean,
And most of that started from music, right?
yeah, yeah, it did. It started from music. Someone brought him to my studio early on. I was just, you know, cooking up beats, and they brought him through, and he was like, "Hey, this wants to buy some beats. He wants to get some studio time." At the time, he was just doing like open mics and like doing like battle rapping and stuff. So he's never really like recorded in a studio. So someone brought him over, and you know, became friends. You know, he always had good weed, and you know,
No
dude,
shit.
pull
Does
up. You know,
Burner always had good weed.
does Burner have a recording studio now, like in his house or anything?
oh yeah, yeah, he does. We
Yeah.
we built one for him, so
Cool.
um, he has a nice recording studio. Actually, we just been recording a little EP. Me and my young homie, Young Chowder. So we've been putting it to use.
That's
But
the guy I
he
see
doesn't
you
really like
pushing.
to
The guy I
record.
see you pushing on Instagram, right? I see you
Yeah, yeah,
posting them a lot or whatever. Uh,
yeah.
so what is that like? I can only imagine what that feeling is or whatever. Because a lot of people who have studios or who make beats never never get the chance to produce or work with someone that big and that early on. You get what I'm saying? Like so
Right.
when because when he came into the studio, it wasn't like Burner from Cookies yet, right? It was just Burner.
Well, there was no cookies, yeah,
Yeah,
at
there's
the
no
time,
cookies.
yeah. This was like 2002,
Yeah,
and
and
he still had hair. He had like slick back hair, so he was working at the coffee shop at the time. He was working at Tully's Coffee,
but you
and yeah,
there's a
so
lot of
we
producers
didn't
that
have any
really
of
did what you did
this.
too. Like people don't really like to
Yeah,
work with people that haven't recorded before because then it's like double the job. You
right.
got kind of teach people how to work and everything like that.
So
Right.
I don't
Well,
want to get into any
he,
of his health conditions. I've heard a little bit of this and that, but how's he feeling today? He's feeling good.
yeah, he's feeling good. He's, that's the new thing. He's been on a health hype, and I used to be a personal trainer. Went to school, I graduated from college with a kinesiology degree. So before I
Same.
was working for him, who
What it? Say it again. What is it?
kinesiology.
And that's the
It's
study of like physical health.
the
Movement.
study of human movement. Yes. Is
Human
there
movement.
another kinesiology student that I
Yeah,
in the
you're
house?
a
Producer.
producer.
There he is.
Yep. I'm doing my
Nice.
master's right now.
Uh,
No way.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got my, a bachelor of science, and then I just went off in a different direction. But it always stays with me, as I try to help people as much as I can. So, like with Burner, I've been trying to push him to work out for so many years, and finally now he's really taking it serious. Working out every day. I go to the gym with him. I've been showing him like certain exercises. I've been consulting him about like, nutrition and stuff like that. And he's actually dropped quite a lot of weight. I don't know if you've seen that video he posted recently where he's showing like wearing one of his jackets and it looks really baggy on him. So he's been doing good.
That's
That's
fine.
awesome.
That's fine.
Are you guys out here in Vegas a lot?
We come to Vegas every now and then. We used to come to Vegas more, but during COVID, everything kind of shut down, and we kind of stayed tucked. But every time there's like a convention, or I was just out there for the champs or whatever, or where there's agenda trade show, like we'd be out there,
Yeah, I
and
saw
then
you guys. Not this past champs, but I saw the previous one. You guys had a bus there that was really dope.
Well, actually,
Oh, right,
Stinje
yeah.
was at Champs with one of the other companies that he's a part of that he helped start, Fuma, right?
Fuma, that's right. Yeah. So me and my boy Jeff, we
Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to
created
Jeff.
created the smoke gun, and when Jeff told me that he's gonna have a booth at Champs, I was like, I had to pull up, being a co-founder in the company. So it was really cool to see, man. That the booth was jumping. We had the Godfather pull up. I seen you guys got a video with Mike Tyson the previous day. I missed that. That was dope.
The smoke, the smoke thrower that I
Oh
showed you
yeah,
that
I
asked
saw
you
that
about
on your video.
So he and Jeff co-founded Fuma, and
That's what the gun is, Fuma.
Fuma.
Oh man,
Fuma smoke
Yeah.
thrower.
you guys are fucking people up. You're healing people and fucking them up.
And that shit was on what was it, on the Late Show, right? Wiz Khalifa was on what show was Wiz Khalifa on? When he was talking about it. He was on, was it?
I think it was a Jimmy Kimmel show, but it was other dude substituting for him because Jimmy Kimmel wasn't there. I think that's what it
Yeah.
was. But yeah, the whole interview, like he just wanted to know about this smoke gun. It was crazy. I was like, yeah, no, Wiz wanted to talk about other shit, but he asked him about it, and then he just kept coming back to it. It's like, so tell me more about the smoke gun. So it's definitely a interesting piece that everyone, when they see it, it's a party starter. When you
Right.
crack that thing out, and people are definitely intrigued by it. So, yeah.
All right. So outside of that, outside of Fuma, outside of cookies, I know just me and you, because we talk a little bit, whatever. I remember you was just telling me, DM'd you the other day, you was telling me about the single you released, right?
The Hella Weird, the last single.
With the leprechaun?
Oh, you're talking about the leprechauns. Yeah, my boy. You said you talking about the leprechaun one? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
the leprechaun
Yeah, that's
one.
my boy Hank Trill. That's his alter ego. And
Okay.
yeah, I did. I featured on that song with him. For St. Patty's Day, he dropped that.
Yeah, no, I
Friend
think
with
the music is
friend
fine. I got
indeed.
a chance to check out some of your other music. I'm just wondering like how you balance everything.
It's a lot. Yeah, you just have to you stay working. Always busy, man. It's sometimes there's a lot going on, and certain things get neglected, but you have to try to stay on top of it. And if you can't handle it, then you got to hire some people to stay on top of it for you. But it is a lot. Managing all these different Instagram pages and keeping up with you know cannabis brand, the clothing, and the music. So I try to really, honestly, stay doing music just for me, just because it's what brings me happiness, and it's something I do, for fun. But at the same time, it's I get to do it on a slightly bigger level, just a hobby. For example, we got the 420 show coming up in Columbia, Missouri. They booked me to come out there and do a little 30-minute set. So we got Paul Wall, then me, then we got Hank Trill, and there's a bunch of other artists as well. So that should be a pretty dope event. So if you
That's
haven't gotten
fire.
your tickets and you're in the area, definitely check
Oh,
it
that's
out. Link is
that's
in
super
my
fire.
bio on my Instagram.
Hey, so I
Yep.
saw some pictures on your Instagram of you, and it looked like you were in a warehouse. Was that like a cookies warehouse where you guys do your merch and stuff?
Oh yeah, today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got, man. I was just saying, I was over there, and we got like three warehouses. But yeah, we had we have one where I get do all my wildlife stuff, where we print shirts and hoodies. Then we have the other spot with the other partners where we had the Hemp 2.0 vans, and then we had the third spot where it was like the cookies warehouse, where all the main cookie stuff, where we fulfill online order,
I
big,
see you in the skateboard
wholesale.
warehouse. I don't skateboard, but
Right.
I want a deck.
Man, we
I want a deck.
we need to get a merch line over here going.
Yeah, I want a deck.
For
We need
real.
some help.
Yeah, I dropped some wildlife skateboards, so they'll sold out pretty quick. So I might be making some more soon. But yeah, if you guys need some merch going, you let me know, because we got the tools needed
Yeah,
to
one thing
make
I
what.
always one thing I have the opportunity to tell you that is something that I would tell Burner. I don't smoke cannabis. I am very
Uh-huh.
familiar with the cannabis culture, though. But one thing that I
Hmm.
really enjoy, my daughter's mom, like for instance, we go to Melrose. She goes in the cookie store to buy her weed, but I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoy going in your guys' clothing store. And I mean, for me, like that's a big part of my day. Like I love all your guys' merch, and so to me, it's just as important. For the people that don't smoke weed, you still got the merch line, and I mean, I'm over
Yeah.
there buying just as much merch as she is weed.
Well, honestly, it's like the merch is really what um set off the cannabis brand in general. Because before anything, we just had everybody rocking, cookies, hoodies, and it was just like each person becomes like a walking billboard. So
Hmm.
the clothing brand was definitely a big part of the cannabis kind of taking off and having that brand recognition.
Yeah, and
Very
and all
important.
your guys' stuff is super high quality, which I like.
Bro, the first time
Oh,
I ever
right
heard
on.
of cookies was I didn't even know what cookies was. I went to a store, and this is actually how I even found out about cookies. The Cookie San Fran page reposted me and everything, and I still never knew what it was. I went out to the store, grabbed the black pullover with the rainbow cookie font on it, and it came out a little bit. It was like shaggy, like a rug a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, I've seen that one.
I wore it to a show. Photographer took a picture of it, took a picture of me, and the photographer posted it, tagged Cookie San Fran and everything like that. Cookie San Fran took the picture and then reposted me. I had never been out to LA at that time, so I didn't know what cookies was. So my first
Wow.
introduction to cookies, especially being over there on the East Coast, this was before people started making fake cookie bags. This was before like the Amazon bag wave and everything like that. So
Oh,
I just
people are duplicating the cookies brand. Oh
Oh,
my god.
big time, yeah.
tell us,
The
Yeah.
we
the
can
the
talk
boot
about that for
the
like
bootlegging, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
if you go to like a swap meet or anywhere, there's just so much fake cookie shit. Like we really like had to send people, what I'm saying, cease and desist
I
letters
dude, I actually feel like I'd be able to tell because I wear so much of the cookies merch. You guys just got a high quality, so I know if somebody's trying to knock it, it's gonna be some bullshit.
No, but it's not even just
yeah,
the
yeah.
merch.
It's
It's the bags is what was going crazy in the city or whatever. Like people, because when the Zod wave first kicked off on the underground, if you had it in a cookie bag, people would just give you what you asked for. Like if you said this was what it cost, that's what it cost because it was in a cookie bag. But then you start getting hip, start looking on Amazon and everything. You literally could buy a stack of Mylar bags, and they're not like
Hey,
yeah.
you see how this guy's telling everybody the game plan?
Yeah.
But that
Don't be giving out the
Yeah.
code, man.
That was, that was like a few years
No.
ago. So
Hey,
you
listen, if your brand is getting, if people are faking your brand, you won.
that's what Virgil said.
Yeah.
That is what the late Virgil said. So, all
And then
right,
that's
so
going to
before-
happen. You know, people are going to copy. So you just got to embrace it. Fuck it. You know, it means
Yeah.
you're doing something.
So before, because I know you did. I appreciate you doing this because you did this during your workout time. You told me usually this is the time you would have worked out.
That is
so
true.
I'm not gonna hold you up, but I do want to ask you a couple quick questions, just like some flash questions or whatever, just some get to know Stingy questions, right? So
Okay.
when you smoke, because you smoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you rolling or do you prefer a bong?
Oh, definitely. I like to roll up.
All right.
Yeah, bongs. You know, sometimes you know hit it hard and give you a panic attack. So I like to be able to control how much I'm hitting and yeah, in moderation.
Flower or extract?
You know, I definitely historically have always smoked flower, but the extract, you know, I've been kind of getting into that. I take little baby dabs every. You can't beat the terps, the flavor. So I definitely like the extracts, but on a day to day, like definitely gonna do flower.
Okay. When you roll, paper or tobacco, or do you like hemp? Like, what's your preference on rolling?
I do papers. I mean, I used to smoke blunts. You know, I used to be pretty addicted. I feel like to the tobacco leaf, and that's when I realized I was like, I need to wean myself off of that because I feel like I'm fiending for the nicotine more than I am for the weed. So that used to be a thing of mine, but now strictly papers. Yeah, we're doing vibe papers, and I like the ultra thin ones or the hemp ones.
All right. So, and one last before we go, for all our listeners and viewers, like on this side or whatever, that's close enough to get to a cookie store. What is your current recommendation for flavor? Like, what's fire in the cookie store right now?
Man, the cookie store has a lot of different variations, man. You know that Badu actually recent one we did a strain collaboration with Erica Badu, and
Love Erica Badu.
yeah, she's so great. And we went to a little after party after the strain drop, and I had a chance to really dive in and smoke some of that. But that shit was blowing pretty good. So if I had to pick one, is that Badu right now? Definitely check that out. But
Is that a
aside from
sativa
that,
or indica?
bleach. Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
can you
like
say
the
that
best
one time?
strains are usually it's a hybrid.
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 Yeah.
Well, again, bro, I really do appreciate you for dropping in, for giving us your time or whatever, for stopping past the Green Room Radio, chatting with us, telling us about coming up with Burner, giving us your opinion on strands, and giving us the rundown on wildlife and everything. We got to get you in one of these seats.
Yeah, hopefully we can get you guys if you're ever out here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Next time I'm in town, I'm gonna pull up for sure. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, and I
Appreciate it.
just had one question. What's your favorite color, Starburst?
Oh shit, that's a good one. It's kind of sus, but I think I like the pink one. I don't know. Takes a real man to
Perfect.
eat
They know
pink.
the pink ones is fire. That's why they put them all in one pack, yo. Like they,
I'm always waiting for the guy to say the yellow one, just because.
you like the yellow one?
No, but that's one people don't pick, the yellow or the orange. So I don't know.
Pink one.
I like the pink one too. I ain't tripping.
Pink Starburst. All right, thank you, Stinje.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you,
Thank
bro.
you.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good
All
one.
right, bet.